What's up, guys? Here in Orlando, Florida. Check this out. Here to do a review on the Disney Vacation Club. I was here in Florida enjoying the good weather this week, and was in the parks yesterday with the family and saw a Disney Vacation Club booth and decided to do my review. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. I worked at Disney in 2011, the Vacation Club, and just wanted to do a review for a long time, just because I had such a good experience there. Some people looking up, should they do the Disney Vacation Club? What's it about? I just got positive stuff to say about it. I mean, it's been since 2011, so things could have changed. But at least from my experience back then, I had actually went to Florida before I started working for the Vacation Club, joined a timeshare myself. And then when I got back, I got into the business. I was excited. You could own your own vacations, travel the world, whatever. That was kind of what I thought. But once I got into the timeshare industry, for a little while, I realized it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Nobody owned it that worked there. It didn't work that well. You had to have red weeks, a lot of stuff to it. As you know, if you have ever been to a presentation or bought a timeshare, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Fortunately, someone I knew was working at Disney. I was going to get out of the business just because I wasn't really happy with it. But at that moment, someone from the Vacation Club told me there was an opening in Chicago at Woodfield Mall, so I decided to go check it out. And I wanted to, see what it was about. So I interviewed, went in there, and just decided to see what went down. Talked to the manager, interviewed, and yeah, it ended up working out for me to get a position there. So that was cool. They said you're going to go to Disney to train. So, that was another cool thing. I got to go to Disney for training, got to enjoy the parks and stay in a resort. It was really cool. So came back, started working for the Vacation Club, and the way it works is you get points. Those points can, you can get points from a certain resort. Depending what resort you're at, they cost a certain amount per point. So it's pretty, the cost is not too bad. Now there is a maintenance fee per point. So back then I realized, I remember it was a little pricey for the maintenance dues, depending on how many points you had. So that was always a question mark to me. So this is the good and the bad. They're, the maintenance fees, and they can go up. They do go up. So that can cut into your cost savings in the long run, depending how they do the calculator of how much you're going to save. So that's something you have to factor in, is the maintenance fees. But overall, if you're going to go to Disney or take vacations and go with your family, or you want to, if you can, it's nice. You can spread out the payments. It can become affordable. You can stay in nice vacations. It forces you to go, which is cool. Now, here's the thing that really stuck out to me is that everybody owned the Disney Vacation Club who worked there. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was just another, Disney's form of timeshare. So I didn't think it was going to be, I was kind of skeptical. But the longer I worked there, people were like really happy about it, excited about Disney, knew a lot about Disney. I couldn't believe it. I thought, this is weird. It's kind of like almost was strange to me. But the longer I worked there, I started to find out. I drank the Kool-Aid and realized why everyone loved it so much. Now there's been some issues with Disney, so I don't know. And even when I went into the parks, it didn't seem as magical, and people just didn't seem as happy, the workers. I don't know if it's because of inflation and they're not making enough and things are costing more, that they're just not as happy. It used to be like, for working for a corporation, for Disney or like a McDonald's or somewhere, you had pride in that. Now it just seems like the workers, like no one said have a magical day, welcome home, none of that. It was just, hey, hi, welcome to Disney, or not even that. People are just doing their jobs. So that was now. So I don't know if it's changed, but back then it was like, welcome home, you're gonna have a magical day, all this kind of stuff. It was like very, and it was pretty legit. It was real. Like, that's what I experienced when I was there. So the points are flexible. You can roll them over, you can borrow them. So if you want to just do every other year or even every 3 years, depending which resort you own at, that's where you're gonna have the most flexibility. You can book it out longer, so that you more likely get the stay you want. The resorts are super nice. I took my daughter there 5 years ago, stayed at the boardwalk. So awesome. They're all on property, so you can get a bus, a boat, or a tram, so you don't really have to drive. The restaurants are awesome. The entertainment is awesome. It's just a wonderful experience. You don't have to even go anywhere. You can just take a, now it used to have the Magical Express. Now I don't know if they have that, but you would just take the shuttle to the resort. Pretty much you didn't need a car. You can just, use the transportation from Disney. If you're at the villas, the Disney Vacation Club resorts, I think the transportation's a little easier. There's not as many people cramming in like the value resorts or hotels. So it's very flexible. Back then you could trade it out to go to like RCI or other resorts. You didn't just have to go to Disney. But I know everyone who worked there, who owned it, they only used it for Disney, and they would not like. I was like, hey, can I use your points if you don't have any? Everyone laughed at me. They all used their points, and they all used it and loved it. So that was my experience working there. The staff is awesome. They're super nice behind the scenes. It's not like some other places I worked at. When you leave, everybody's two-faced. They're not the way they are when they're in front of you. Everyone was super cool. They loved working there. They loved helping people. They felt, we all knew we had an awesome product, so we were happy to help people get involved in it. And it was just a really cool place. We had a good relationship with all the resort owners, that would come in and talk to us, and just, it was super fun, and I really loved it. And it just shut down the center in Chicago because there was a new owner, a new management came in, new president, and she decided to shut down Chicago and New York. So that was kind of sad. That was very sad, the day that we shut down, and I no longer got to work there. But it was a great experience while it lasted, and I would definitely work there again if I was able to. I was actually going to move to Florida to keep working there because the center shut down, and they wanted me to come out there to work. But then my father-in-law got sick. My wife, we were going to have our first baby, so timing just didn't work out, and that was just the path that ended up for me. It ended up not being my route to keep going in that direction. So sadly, that was my last time working for the Disney Vacation Club. But since then, I've been wanting to do a review for people looking into the Vacation Club, or if I've already have bought it or thinking of buying it. It's definitely worth it. Now, you can get resale points for cheaper, but from back then when I did it, they didn't work at like the cruise, so that's something to think about. Now I'm not sure. You couldn't book them out as far, but some people I know would buy real points from Disney to use for the cruises and to make sure they locked into the resort they wanted, and they would buy extra resale points to do other trips, like second trips or whatever, where they could just stay wherever, or they would use those if they could to book bigger resorts 9 months in rather than 12 months out. So that's something to think about too. Resale points, those are just as good because that Disney's awesome. They don't sell for super cheap like a typical timeshare. They're trying to give those away. Disney still, the resale is cheaper. It's not super cheap, but it is cheaper, so you can get a deal that way. So that's all. I just wanted to share that with you guys. A little review. Loved it. Awesome. Not sure now if anybody else. I'm sure there's other reviews of people that have been doing it more recently, but that was my review, guys. Ben Samlek here in the beautiful Florida, enjoying the weather. Thought I'd do a quick review. Thanks for tuning in. One last shot for you guys. Enjoying the palm trees, and hope that helped, and hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to thumbs up, subscribe for more videos. Ben Samlek here, tuning out. See you next time. Bye.